Good morning, and good afternoon, wherever you at today. It's your boy Mont, one of the pack founders, for if you don't know, and most of y'all do know. Just want to talk about last night, our meeting that we had and everything. I figure sometimes people understand each other, if you ain't yelling. Sometimes you gotta shut all the rah-rah up and listen to each other. Last night, it's too much rah-rah, too loud, too many voices. Everybody wanna say and make sure that everybody see them, but you should wanna be seen, but see them in a harder manner of why. If you're a leader, if you're a true leader ain't got to force his way and try to make somebody know who I am. It's in you. That's just automatic. It's in you. And you know how and you know when to keep the voices quiet. You know when to maneuver things so that people can try to be like, so sometimes it's just too loud, man. Sometimes you got to actually listen to each other. Listen to each other. You kind of get the message. You kind of understand where this person coming from and why this person's saying this or why this person's saying that, instead of just and nobody hearing nothing. So I just want to talk about last night, what was really trying to be said. And really, I don't even really want to talk about just last night. I want to talk about why I'm here. What got me into that? We all love cars. So if you love cars, that's probably the reason why you're in here. I was under impression, I was told, and he can attest for it, Drake could, and V could attest to it. When it first was said, what we was trying to do, start your own thing, your own car group as a family, it was the not be like the other car groups. My man went through too much with the Thunder Guards and all that other stuff, and the reason why it went through there that way. So he was like, man, you don't need to go through that kind of stuff. He went through people treating him bad in the other groups. So it's like, man, we got your back. Now, let me let you know straight for myself. As far as car group stuff and what's the itineraries and what you do, I don't know that stuff. You asked me about a car. Yeah, I had a couple cars. I had old schools and everything. So, and I like being creative. I can do things. I know how to put things on my car. I know how to do these stuff. Been doing it for years. So I'm versed in that part of it. But as far as like the details of this person needs to do this person needs to do that, I'm going to contact this person over here so we can set up this. I don't know all that stuff, but I will follow the lead of somebody else who knows how to do it. And at first, when they said it, after we talked about it, honestly, they was like, yeah, man, me, Drake was like me, V, and we'll help make decisions and all that. And I'm telling you, I backed out of it. They can tell you. I backed off of it at first, like, nah, I don't want to do that. See, first I play the humble roles of those things because I really want to back up and don't know if I really want to step into those things. That's what you should be thinking about these things. Everybody just want to be a leader and want to jump up to something. But, sometimes you got to think. I think all the way across the board. That's one thing about me. I stay prophetic in some of these things. So I think all the way across the board. I'm always thinking ahead. What can go down? And is it worth it? So first thing I'm thinking, I'm going to play the background because, first of all, when people want to be leaders, they bring up a lot of pride, machos, and all this stuff. And I'm like, is it worth friendship in the end? What if we run into some bumps? Is it worth the friendships in the end? So I was like, no, but they both was like, no, Mont, you know too much about this stuff. We want you to do this too. We want you to be a leader with us too. So it was like, okay. So went on with it. Started putting some things together, adding some folks to it. I'm just following a lead because, like I told y'all, I'm going to be honest. I told them I don't know all this stuff. I just know about what I want to put on my car. You know what I mean? But I don't know about all this other stuff. But So we went on and went with it. As time went through, the first thing we did say though is when we went for it, and I will say this, everybody who came from the beginning, before it seemed like it's a split group, and I'm gonna be honest, it seemed like it's a split with everybody in the Cambridge side to everybody that's near the Delaware or the Fredericksburg near that end. It does. So I'm gonna just say, to me, we was told just a family thing. So we wasn't trying to do no club stuff. That's what we was basically told. That's what we said to each other. We really weren't trying to do no club stuff, but we gonna try to build a group. And I said, if you can try to build a group, stay underground first. Drake been through it with these Thunder Guards and these other groups. And I read those laws. I read some stuff before, because one thing about me, I will go read stuff. I ain't ignorant. You know what I mean? I will go try to read. So I try to go read, how do you go into a club? And the first thing it does says, it's disrespectful if you try to create a club without going to the bigger clubs first and getting underneath of them. They say it's disrespectful. So if we want to jump into go and be a club, that's a sign of disrespect when you don't go through them. So I said, that's the reason why I didn't. Let's lay it back. Let's lay it down first. Let's get a foundation. Let's be underneath the radar for about a year. You know what I mean? Be underneath the radar. Play the joint low. By the time our name get out there in the streets, when people start knowing who we are, we done already did too much in the community for them to try to stop us. We already had the community's backing and everything. So we already gonna be there. We gonna be who we are now, be based off of that alone, because we gonna already done championed ourselves to have a great name. You know what I mean? So that's the only reason why I would go forward with that, based off, because I'm not a dude to get in a bunch of trouble. Wisdom has lived here. Go look at my record. Wisdom has lived here. I come from the worst of that stuff, but I ain't that product of my environments. Wisdom live here. So I know how to move to keep myself out of stuff. My man ran into trouble because they wanted to go get that club, and them people was after him. Not doing that. You know what I mean? Wisdom live here. We gonna move underneath the radar, and if the stuff has to go to a club in the end, like I told them, go ahead, you have my blessing. I never wanted to be in the way of this stuff. If I figured that y'all needed to go somewhere different, go. But my thing is, that was what the influence I was underneath of, is that we was the guys, me, him, and Drake, me, Drake, and V, and that the stuff that we were gonna put forth to this thing to help this group, a family of us, we were gonna try to discuss it with amongst each other, not try to make it no hierarchy, but just try to discuss it amongst each other first and then put it to the rest of the group. You know what I mean? After we kind of just thought like, okay, let's see what we want to do. And that's how we go forth on some of this stuff. And I mean, Drake was coming and just not even coming, just saying, we doing that, we doing this, we doing that. And we never knew nothing. So when we come to some of this stuff, we look dumb. As supposed to be leaders, we thinking that we know this. I heard a man just told me the other night, said, I didn't even know such and such is a founder. You know what I mean? So it's like, the communication was not there. And now you're going to have people, like I said, even with my main man, I seen the rift. I seen it. I seen when we wasn't like, okay, it's only them and it's only us. Or like times if I was on vacation or I'm not being here or I already had the plans and I wasn't going to something and I'm not there. And then if they group come down, I was like, yo, that's not going to be cool, because it's going to look like it's only this set of people will go to something, you know what I mean? Or back in this person. And it's not even like that. You got some guys who into this before we even started, and it wasn't not to be nothing to regulatory nobody's life down. You know what I mean? It was just to be, hey, we all here together. We love cars. Some days we gonna have some people with us over here. Some days we ain't gonna have these people, but some days we gonna have these people over here. It ain't no thing to argue about. It's a car. It's what you like to do. It's what you like to fix up, what you like to ride in, what you like to bring your creativity and your enjoyment to. It's a car. All this thinking that we need to get loud and get rowdy and say things to each other and all that stuff, man, that's ignorance. That's why black people don't have nothing now. Because y'all don't learn to listen either. Y'all don't learn to listen first. Listen first. Listen to what somebody's saying first before you start running the mouth. We all can run the mouth. We all can get rah-rah. So what? Can you be a man? Can you be a woman? Can you be a leader and listen to each other? Yo, man, it's sickening, yo. That's sickening. That's why I say, I ain't foot down to that stuff. Y'all can have it. I ain't for it. You know what I mean? Rather have my friendships. If any of y'all that I liked it, that we met and we got a little bond through it, you know what I mean? We can still create the bond and keep going through it. You know what I mean? But that's who I am. I'm a people man. I'm people with people. And no problems, if I can help it, with each other. I learned to live in peace. You know what I mean? I ain't want to ride around with people who got animosity towards me and don't even know me, but got animosity towards me because of communication. You know what I mean? That's not that ain't me. That ain't the kind of family I'm trying to build. So, you know, that's why I say, yo, keep doing what y'all doing. Much success to you, but this ain't me. And if y'all don't grow from these things, you're going to keep bumping your heads and you're going to run into that brick wall again until you deal with it. So you're going to have to learn that sometimes as a leader, you got to say, first of all, you got to say something. You got to have your mouth in a position where you can bring it. And you don't have to be the type of person got to get rowdy with people just to be a leader. You can be able to talk to people and be a leader. You can learn how to serve first and still be a leader. You know what I mean? So y'all gonna have to get those things situated because that's got to be said. Communication got to be open. People got to be able to talk to you and you got to be able to listen and hear what they're saying and the same thing. And then you can filter back. And if you don't like it as a leader and you supposed to be running something, if you don't like what you think somebody's messing up in your thing, you bring it to them. You tell them, you know how to tell them in the right way. You know what I mean? You can say it in the right way. People can get criticism in the right way and not have to be met and not have to go off. Well, what's wrong with y'all? You can take criticism and still not have to blow up. That's your growth. That's what's going to show how far you grew up. So you're going to have to say things. You're going to have to criticize things that you don't like in your what you're leading. You know, and if that meant me that you had to criticize, then criticize me. Tell me. Come talk to me personally and tell me. You know what I mean? And then if I see that this ain't the way that I need to be in it and this ain't gonna work for me, then I can say, it's just like I'm saying it now. This ain't me. This type of thing what y'all doing ain't me. So y'all can have that pack. Y'all can have that pack. You know what I mean? Because if y'all don't fix that stuff in leadership and stuff, you're gonna keep having these same problems. You know what I mean? Like I said, man, much love to y'all. Thank y'all, all y'all who supported, who gave me made me feel good, you know, as a friend in it. You know, like I said, I don't hold no ill will towards you. I see you. I'll still speak to you and everything. You know, give you a hug, you know, 5, whatever, because that's who I am as a person. That's me as a man. I don't hold nothing towards you. You know what I mean? If you hold something towards me, the only thing I can ask you is, if I did it wrong to you, then I ask God to forgive me, and I ask you forgive me too. You know what I mean? But man, other than that, it is what it is, man. That's the wrong type of club for me, and you know, peace.